Hey, I'll be teaching you how to use the for loop in Java. The for loop is similar to the while and do while loop because they use the similar syntax and they have the same functionality. Alright, well, let's get started with the for loop. Alright, we'll type in the for to get started with the loop, and then make sure you have your open parentheses, and then type in byte, or it doesn't have to be byte, it can be anything as you desire. And then make sure your variables is equivalent to 0. Because remember from my last tutorial, we need like a 0 loop to start on. And then once we get further with this for loop program right here, we make sure that it stops at 5. And also increment it from 0 so it can stop at 5. Or not 5, it'll stop at 4. Remember, 0 is counted as one integer. It's like saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but in the computer language, it's, you number it like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's basically like 5 integers inside of that. Alright, well, so basically we did so far, we're going to start at 0 loop, and then we want the computer to stop at the 4, which is 5 in reality. And then we increment it from 0 so it can go to the next loop. Alright, well, after you get done with that, let's get started for the code that we want to output 5 times. If you only have one line of code to type in, then you don't have to use the curly braces, I mean. Alright, let's demonstrate that by using this one line. Let's use the I so we can see the numbers. We'll be seeing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the output. Okay, Java see that. Okay, no errors. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's correct. Let's say that I only want to output without those numbers. You say hi. Save that, compile to run. See hi 5 times. Oh, well, now let's get started by using scanner. Oh, well, now we need a multiple line for this because I really don't want it scroll from horizontally. So let's make enter, so make new line, etc. So we'll make multiple lines. Well, now let's declare the scanner variable above right here. And let's do the same thing from the last tutorial. We're gonna to input the employee's payment. So let's declare int pay so we can enter the value for the so the user can import their value for pay, and then we're gonna use total for the accumulator, and you'll see why we'll need that, and make sure it's equivalent to 0. So every time that the loop goes on, it will add on to 0, and eventually will be the sum of the total sum of each employees. So what we can do here is type in system.out.print. Alright, type in employee number, then close with a not semicolon, close off with double quotes. Then make sure you have your index, or not your index, your I. I don't know why I keep getting messed up with I and full index. Alright, well, remember, I really don't want to use 0 right here because that wouldn't make sense to human beings like us. So To solve that, we can put +1. And remember, we did the same thing from the while and do while loop from the last tutorial. And then make your plus so we can add more things so the user know when to input. And we put the $sign here so the user know that they have to input money. And then do pay equals KB for the user input. Next int. And now let's use the accumulator. Total plus equals uh, pay. Alright, so basically, remember from the lesson and two last tutorials ago, this is like saying total equals pay plus total. Alright, so we're done with this so far, the loop. Alright, so whenever the user input the employee number 1, it'll input for the total right here. And then once it goes to the next loop, and then the user input another variable for pay, then accumulator will add up, and then eventually when the loop stop, and then the variable, the value for this variable will override, and it'll be the total sum of each employees. Alright, well now let's output that function so the user can see the total. Use $sign here and use total. Alright, well now let's save that. Java, see that? Alright, no errors. Clear screen, Java. Alright, well now let's enter the money that the employees made. Alright, that's good. Well, this concludes my tutorial over the for loop. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned for my next tutorial.